Yo, it's just Junkie, so welcome back to another game video where today we are going to discuss the theory and what I think the plot for the second Fnaf movie will be. Now, do not take this as like, okay, he said this, and because of the leaks and because of how the first movie is, that's how it's going to be. He just spoiled it. No. This is what I think will happen, and I think a lot of other people will think will happen. There will be bits and pieces of this that a lot of people think will be part of the story for this movie. And there'll be bits and pieces people don't agree with. If you don't agree with it, that's completely fine. Now, the last video I uploaded, it was with the leaks and all that. There actually has been a lot of leaks with leaks. People pretending to leak the animatronic photos, like the Wizards and Mangle, and none of that is true. Do not fall for that unless it has come from a very, very credible source from the past. I would not believe it. If it just comes from some random Joe on Twitter, do not believe it unless Jason Blum himself has something involved with that post or a very credible source from the last, movie. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty. So what I think will happen, I think it will leave where Abby talked, can we go visit my friends again? And where Mike said, you never know what's going to happen, because you never know. What I think will happen is Mike still won't rest. He will be thinking, those kids are like in the animatronics still. He's going to be like thinking of what Vanessa says. Well, if that's the same guy that killed my brother, that killed those kids, my brother's probably in one of them too. So he's doing his research, he's yada yada yada, and he finds there is another location in, his hometown where Garrett got taken away. So he don't remember this. He can't remember, and all of a sudden he gets a flashback. It is some sort of repressed memory of whenever his father worked at the place as a technician, because in the scene right here it looks just like his father. Like, you can't tell me this guy right here does not look like this guy. There is some similar areas with the guy. He immediately tells Abby, we're going on vacation, ain't you excited? You might get to see your friends again. It's the same thing. So Abby gets excited. She thinks she's gonna see her friends again. So they go back, and Abby's like, this is where we used to live, wasn't it? And he said, yeah. And he's going through the different locations. He goes back to the forest. He has extreme PTSD trauma when he's in that forest. He walks around his hometown from years and years ago, and he gets flashbacks. Alright, now he finds this new location, and what I believe one of three things could be possible. Either it's like the other location where it's decrepit, gone, torn down, no longer in use, or it is in production. People are still coming to that location no matter the worries and sayings and whatnot has gone through the place, or they are building this location. After the loss of William Afton, someone else now has control of the whole brand of Freddy Fazbear's. And what I think that would be very interesting is if the place is getting built, or it is built but ain't open yet. I think what they would do is they would go to the old location and find all the old animatronics that are broken down, take them there and use them for parts to save money. Also bring down the whole location with William in it, not knowing William is there. And William finds a way back to the location, but that's further up in the video. Now, I think what Mike will do is he will search around for clues. He will try and get a hold of old relatives. He will try everything, and unknowingly Vanessa shows up for what apparent reason and says what he's doing is too much. He needs to stop where he's at and let go, but he can't. Alright, now that is the prologue. It goes all the way down a couple weeks where there is a night guard named Jeremy Fitzgerald. Now, why do they need a night guard in particular? If the restaurant ain't open, why would they need a night guard? This is for that reason, because Mike wants to break in and figure out what's going on. There's, you know, showings of him trying to break in and other people trying to break in for vandalism and for content. Let's just say this does take place in the future, because I heard this one's supposed to be in the future, not a prequel. So if this is in the future, there could be some possibility of some YouTubers trying to break in and get some ghost-like footage so they can rank up those views. Now, the good thing about this is that this allows a lot more in the universe to go on and take on. Since the technology is more advanced, it makes more sense for the toy animatronics technology to be way more advanced, like it was in the second game, you know, as Phone Guy said right here.
They've spent a small fortune on these new animatronics. Facial recognition, advanced mobility, they even let them walk around during the day. That means, but most importantly, they're all tied into some kind of criminal database so they can detect a predator a mile away. Heck, we should be paying them to guard you.
But yeah, they are hiding some kind of criminal database to detect a predator from a mile away. And the only reason I know that word for word is because I am a no-life for the series. I love the series, and as you can see, this is my passion. But anyways, that don't matter. So Jeremy Fitzgerald works there for a week, and they are there constantly, you know, every night, and like it'll switch between Jeremy and then Mike every now and then, but I think it's going to be focused more on Jeremy. Jeremy's trying to figure out what's going on, him having nightmarish episodes, different things. And I think what's going to happen is William's going to come into play and sneak around the place and try and tamper with these animatronics. And that's where the wizards come into play. They come back to life. They come up. And I think this is where they think, okay, since they're all broken down and like they're just decrepit, but they're still moving, they're not gonna like be able to like function right. So they're gonna see Jeremy as William. They're gonna see it. So, you know, the last time they saw William, he was in a suit. So if they see a guy that is very similar, not in a suit, they're gonna go after him. So that's where the mask comes into play. So when he puts on the mask, they're like, all right, he's out. We're leaving. And the same thing will go for the toy animatronic, except for they will not be possessed. They will take it as, that's another animatronic. Leave it alone. Michael is slowly getting ready to let go, but he keeps having dreams and nightmares about Garrett wanting him to come back to the location to save him. And he keeps having this recurring voice every time before he wakes up saying, come find me. Kind of like at the end of the movie. So I think what will set off for Mike is after Jeremy, you know, gets killed by, let's say, Mangle, news will be said about it. Like, the location hadn't even opened yet, and the dude's already been killed. This place is damn to hell. No one needs to be going here. Destroy it while you can. That'll set Mike off. You're like, all right, I know something's going on. Mike will show up at the location and trying to like screw with everything, trying to find the puppet, and he finds out Garrett is the puppet. And this is where Vanessa tells him to leave now. There's nothing you can do. And this is where William comes back out and saying, you can't just leave anything alone, can you? This is the second time. What is your problem? Why can't you just leave me and my work alone? Your brother's dead and will always be dead. Some shit like that. And I think this is where Garrett will come into play and stand by Mike's side. And I don't think the animatronics are going to tackle him like they did in the last movie. I think what will happen is Garrett will hug him and say, you have to let go, I'm gone. I love you, goodbye. And I think that's where it will end for Garrett and Mike. And I think that's where Mike will lose all like the stress. He will finally know his brother is set free. The location is burning down. And the animatronics in that location burned down with it as a symbol, like, okay, we are free. The guy in the suit will not make it out. He's gonna burn with us. So he is stuck there, burning down with the location. And that's where it ends. I think that's where this movie will come into play. I think that'll be very good for the movie, because then once it's burned down and they build Fazbear's fight on top of it, and then they just like use like some of like the way the design of the building is, because in the third game they say you might notice the like quirky design. All right, yeah, they might use what's left of that building as the design for the attraction. And then when they're doing that, they break down and find Willie and be like, dude, we found a real one. It's here. It looks nasty. And that's where I think some other stuff will happen, and then the movie ends. I think we're going to get a lot of Jeremy, and I think we're going to have to deal with a lot of stressful situations with Jeremy where he has nightmarish episodes. And who knows, Markiplier may come into play, like in the Fnaf AR game, how he was, a spokesman for it. He might be a spokesman, like, come on down to the pizzeria where everything's new, everything's refurbished. Forget about all that old junk. This is new. These have criminal database animatronics that will protect your children. You have nothing to worry about. You are safe, and it is guaranteed. Some stuff like that, like he's on the commercial, like a little hint like that, I think would just be perfect. This video will be very long if I do continue. So if you do like it, hit the like button. If you want to continue seeing more stuff like this video, let me know in the comments down below, because it seems to me you guys really do like this. And, subscribe and hit the post notifications so you know every time I upload. And watch the gaming videos too. Those are really fun to watch too. I have a lot of fun making those for you guys. So what I recommend is share it to a friend, because hey, if you like it, they might like it. And it's, we need to spread kindness, and that's what I'm here about. I want to make everyone happy, and I want everyone to enjoy my content, because if they enjoy it, I enjoy it. I want to make as much people as I can smile watching my videos. But anyways, I think that'll be it for today's video. I'll see you dudes in the next video. Goodbye!